I know it's not the algorithm, it's my content, but I feel like at this point I can just rattle off the N word. I don't think too many people would notice to make a fuss about it. It's getting bleak, guys. I'm hardly keeping up to keep this thing going. I'm barely putting in the work. But hey, I feel like that's the mindset. You say the N word now, and it's a win because nobody will ever see it. Or if they do, I think the podcast is starting to see some traction, and I think we're onto something, folks. I could say it. I think I'd be comfortable with it. I think it's like there would be no action attached. There's nobody in this vicinity. I feel like I would be offending the viewers, but I would just say the word. I wouldn't say anything else. I wouldn't have a subject, predicate. It wouldn't be a sentence. It'd just be the N word. Maybe that'll be the whole podcast. Of course, the episode wouldn't get uploaded. I would have to do a video announcement on my phone, and I'd be like, guys, no podcast today because I spent the recording time just saying the N word. That's probably a common thing that happened before microphones and laptops and music software became so accessible to one's own home. When they had to pay for studio time, remember that was like a big phrase thrown around in the 8 Mile movie, studio time. I imagine there was a point where all these white guys spent all their hard-earned money saving up for studio time, and they just said the N-word. Everyone's like, hey, man, I thought you were going to be a rapper. Why are you still pushing carts here at Kmart? So we got the studio time, and we leaned into it a little bit. We cultural appropriated, and it's not that we had the judgment to be like, hey, I think we took it too far there, guys. The group, the posse. I feel like I'm a dad in the early 2000s or something. We got the shit kicked out of us, and I'm actually pushing carts to save up for courses at the community college. Then I'm gonna try to get a white collar job, and maybe I could lean into white collar crime. Usually, people who are caught aren't first time offenders, so I always got that leg up. I may not have the rhythm and flow, nor did I execute the one chance. The other white rapper, the more known one, the one chance, and I blew it. So now I'm back at Kmart. I'm surprised they took me back. I came back with a lot of malt liquor and Cristal, and I fucked it. I really thought I was gonna not necessarily move up to the next tax bracket, but I thought I was at least gonna portray the image and still remain in the same tax bracket, and I would have bribed the local radio stations to spin my record. But I blew it. I said the N word. I said it way too many times. I saw on Twitter like the right, they were saying they like proclaimed it, said, "We brought back retard. What should we bring back next?" I really do feel like with all my heart they were reaching for the N word. I said I feel like you're reaching to bring back the N word. Retard and faggot were the only words to ever need to be brought back. But well, what the fuck do you mean? What other words do we bring back? There was only two that were kind of off limits, and it was fag and retard. So what the fuck are you insinuating? Seriously, lights a fucking fire in my heart. I'm passionate about this. I feel like I see blatant, if not racism, it's probably more racially charged, just blatant on Twitter. But that's the power of free speech. Say what you want. Go ahead and express the hate even more. I guess that's good. We should know who we need to. And I don't say we like the left, but if you're a good person, I think you still have a decent moral compass no matter what line you teeter, left or right. I feel like they weed them out for themselves. And I got in a conversation with my friend about this. He says he likes fag. He feels like fag rolls off the tongue a little more easily than faggot. Faggot might seem a little more derogatory. It might have meaner connotation. And in fact, it's actually my go-to in traffic. Thank God I haven't driven in a year, but that was my go-to if you pissed me off. But I get it. Fag. Call your friend a fag. I like homo. I think that one's a more safer one. I think it's all-time classic. If we're talking in terms of the NBA, homo was like a team you'd expect in the playoffs. Sometimes they make it really deep, sometimes upset, and then they won a championship. But maybe faggot was just like a really big championship caliber team, and then they won a couple championships. Maybe homo kicked them out in the finals in a best of 7 series. And then we got to talking about people are too sensitive, and they are. But at the same time, there's a line that I personally like when I'm writing a joke. I don't want to say a joke with faggot or retard as the punchline because I can, hence the free speech or hence. But I want to write a joke with faggot or retard as the punchline, not because I can, but because I know how to. And I feel like I see a lot of because I can on the internet. And it's whatever. It's just the fucking internet. Which, speaking of the internet, doctors are reporting Kanye West is about to unleash another historic manic episode by returning back to Twitter or X. I interchange. Sometimes it's Twitter. I think I use X more as social, like referring to it. But I like still saying tweets. X's? Hey, I sub X'd you. Dude, you gotta follow Josh M. Glore. He has the best X's. Ooh, little sloppy seconds. Double entendre, perhaps. Yeah, I don't know. He fired it up. I didn't even know he left. I went on his account, and the last thing he tweeted was in March, Vultures 2. I got offered to go to a concert at the United Center. But then my friend's sister scalped her ticket just in the nick of time. I was just recently freshly getting back on the wagon, and I would have been definitely by myself in the nosebleed. It would have been easy to drink. I think I would have embraced the situation, but yeah, it's whatever. Maybe Kanye will fire up some. You know how like they joke Antonio Brown's brain gets donated to CTE research. Yeah, I feel like they should do the same with Kanye and bipolar disorder. I think he's first ballot, no question about it, Hall of Famer for the disorder. It kind of breaks my heart. He's a real vulnerable guy, signing off on Hitler. It's vulnerable. He's not well sometimes. I think overall he's well, but he's got that rep. Nobody gives a shit. People are laughing at him. They're like, "Oh boy, I never know what to expect when Mr. West gets back on Twitter." You're fucking kidding me? You don't know what to expect? You're not aware of bipolar mania? That's the good side of it. I don't even want to know what the depressive slumps and lows look like for Kanye. I truly feel bad. I'm sure he'll give us great music. Tyler Perry, who's a billionaire, I didn't know that. I guess when you make 34 Medeas, it's just fucking $1 billion business. And who would have fucking thought? Seriously. Fucking just surface level. I mean, I've never seen Medea. I think that's racist. I think I just did a racist oops. I would have felt more comfortable just saying the N word at the beginning of this out of context than what I just said. That's fucked. I'm fucked, guys. For real, I'm a fucking psychopath. This podcast is getting out of control. I just did a racist oops. It was such fucking low hanging fruit with Tyler Perry being the bait. But he says he's billionaire. He says, yeah, my kids only get Legos and books for Christmas. They're only allowed to fly commercial. Is fucking Tyler Perry out of his goddamn mind? All these billionaires are at one point or another. This motherfucker's giving Legos to his kid. knowing damn well he's gonna fucking step on one of them some bitches. That's fucking sadism. It has to. He has to be a billionaire sadist. That corner of a Lego right on the bottom of his foot, on the soft skin. Yeah, I've already went racist overlord today. Are black people's feet a little more rough? I don't know. Ooh, now I'm getting a bad connotation because fucking slaves' feet. And I just said slaves' feet. So now I just sound even more ignorant on top of making ignorant remarks. Yeah, I'm not even God fearing, so I could be proven wrong and end up in hell. And I'd be a laughing stock down there. They'd be like, oh, you're in hell for going down a mild rabbit hole of bland, racist jokes. Oh, yeah, it sucks. I'm in hell. Sweating a little bit. They're like, oh, Hitler's over there pouring in sweat. Go pay your respects. But yeah, I don't know. Legos? How old is this kid? Only allowed to fly commercial. So am I. Tyler Perry Jr., I'm right there with you. Now, when I was a drinker, I'd prefer the aisle seat just because I was always getting up to use the restroom. I haven't flown sober, so there's a chance that preference doesn't change. If it did, maybe I could deal with window or bitch. I don't know. Bitch sucks. It really fucking does. What airline, though? And I bet Tyler Perry's making him be loyal to one. He's still thinking like a billionaire, confusing his son. All right, I'm going to give you this $3,000 set of Legos, and it's a 25,000 piece. And there's a gift certificate for another 1,500 in your stocking. You fucking add weight to this house, this mansion. Your walk-in closet is going to be a library study. You need to figure it out. You're in the mud. I made money. I did 34 Medeas. What'd you do? I ain't even base any characters off your stupid little ass. I am the law. I made an empire. I'm a billionaire. Any scandal, I can have my name raced just like that. Your little punk ass would be fucking appointed a free attorney, fucking sweating, trying to make a name for themselves, defending punk ass Perry. You better hope the commissary has Legos, bud. You better hope 2 Christmases from now you get every book on law there is because you're going to need it. I'm not bailing you out. No bailouts. Until you write anything an eighth of what the Medeas were. Then we'll talk. Then we'll get you a little out of the mud. Then we'll talk about getting you additional leg room on your flights. You didn't do shit. You're just soaking in all that Medea money. By association, like living in a mansion, I guess he does. But I'm the one that makes the Medea money. A little fucking. Get your little funky ass out of here. Go read that book I got you for your birthday. Screenplay for Dummies. Figure something out. You better go make an escape with that 25,000 piece Lego set I got you. You're lucky I ain't buying your ass Mega Blocks. Little punk ass bitch. Yeah, I'm a fucking sadist. I love pain onto myself. Stepping on those tiny fucking Legos. A Mega Block I'd be dodging all day. But I like the surprise of Lego. That's what they need to do. This is like the perfect opportunity for Lego to make a stupid Lego movie, and it's a fucking awful Tyler Perry movie, like a Lego Medea, or just even a fucking offshoot one. Black Legos. Guys, I've been up for the last 32 hours. I feel good. I feel the highest I've been in like 110 days. And I was doing this thing where I was manic. I was like, oh, I guess I gotta pencil something in between 6:30 a.m. and 10:30 p.m. And I started moving my couch. It just wasn't gonna work. It threw off the whole feng shui. There's this lamp that usually has a little more light shining right where my hand's waving. I pushed the couch and the prong of the cord, it just got stuck in the wall. I said, that's not good. I immediately started taking a screwdriver and trying to get it out, and I shocked the shit out of my hand. I didn't realize how bad I was shocked until an hour passed. I was like, I still feel the tingles. But anyways, I cut the power off, got it out, felt like a handyman, and I moved everything back. I tried seeing what it would look like to film a podcast standing up, and that was a horrible idea. It looked okay on the full screen video, but it was dog shit on the clip. It's like you're manic and you're like, I gotta do something. And you're just like wired off caffeine, but you're still moving, kind of like, I don't know, if Stephen Hawking successfully completed like 18-month rehabilitation course. I don't know, something like that. I'm probably gonna go to bed soon, guys. So thank you for letting me waste your time. I'm trying to shift this podcast into pop culture, and I'm the worst guy to talk about it. All right, guys. I will see you sometime. Thank you.